Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez, and with me always.
Yeah, it's your boy Cash, aka Exec P. What's happening, good people?
Hey, Cash, let's go real quick with it for the people who never heard us and don't know what we do. Tell them what we're about and what we do.
This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast about music, sports, entertainment, and culture. Most importantly, black culture. You'll get us each and every week, Tuesdays, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We mainly cover hip hop and sports, but occasionally you'll get producers. Occasionally you're going to get videographers. Occasionally you're going to get book writers. We do a little bit of everything. So tune in each and every Tuesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're listening and you're one of those few people that we just mentioned, maybe next week it might even be you. Never know. But that's a little bit of us, man. And we tapped into the culture. So with that said, man, we have a returnee, a DSC podcast alumni, J.Arrr, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's good, man? How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. How you feeling, man?
Feeling well, man. Good to be back.
Sure,
yeah, man. You should be feeling damn good, man, after that album that you dropped this last time, man. I know I've been seeing it on the handles and everything. I know the accolades are coming a lot more freely right now. They're starting to recognize the greatness. So definitely want to give you shots out on that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. It's been interesting, man. I didn't know what to really expect in terms of the feedback, but it's been pretty solid for the most part.
And it is dope too, man, because I like how, of course, if people don't know, you have a relationship with Rand, and you're also doing your own thing with your label and getting that off the ground with all of your home team as well. But it's not. I liken it to like it's not a handout. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see Rand heavily promoting. He got you. The work speaks for itself. How does that feel, man, to just get the accolades? You have that cosign, you know what I mean? But how does it feel to get the accolades without necessarily it being a handout?
It's dope, man. It's like our relationship, man. We see each other like brothers, so that speaks for itself, man. When he first reached out to me, it was kind of surreal. I'm like, yo, like, I ain't expect it or whatever, but over the years, man, relationship is built, man, and we here, like, that's where we at now.
Sure, man. So, I know you sat with this project such a long time, man, with having it done, probably early spring, early summer time frame. So, how did your process go with breaking it down in terms of just what finally made the album? Because it's 12 strong songs, but how did you cut down to get it to there?
Well, I was going to originally cut it down to 10. We had I had about 16, 17 songs, and I was going to cut it down to 10, but there were a few that I couldn't leave off, so I just went with 12. It was decent time, like 42 minutes. I wasn't trying to stay before people long. How preachers say, I ain't gonna be before you long, man. Just want to get me out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
That's how
sure. Definitely appreciate that. But we need those other 6 songs too, or what said 5 songs. We need those. We need those. Where they at? They coming out. They coming. Because like I said, everything that you done put out this year just been right on point. So like this is. I'm glad you curated to where you got it at, but when is that deluxe hitting?
Look at Prez, just like a damn fan. You just strong body of work. He like, I need the 6 more.
A different tape, you never know, man. It's definitely coming out though, because I don't waste anything, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Put too much into it.
So
that's a fact. You can tell by every bar of the songs that he write. If any of y'all been listening and everything, he don't waste a bar, not at all. So go ahead, Cash.
No, I was gonna say, what's the difference, like with your career, like just everything that has changed from last year to this year? Because for me, just seeing the growth, it looks like complete difference in terms of the traction that you're getting? Like from your perspective, how has that changed from last year to this year?
More it's been a lot more engagement. Since people heard me on tracks with Ransom, and more people I guess dug into my catalog and went to see for themselves or whatnot. So I've been getting a lot more engagement on my posts, because usually, well, before I would post something and then it'd do all right, but Rand could post the same thing that I posted and it'd be me, and it just be crazy. Yeah, so I was like, now it's like it's kind of, he still he got way more followers than me, so when he posts something of mine, it's gonna do numbers. But I'm my joints be doing numbers too for what I for my standard.
Is there anything that you think you changed as far as like your engagement and being more present on social media?
Definitely. I posted more in the last 2 years, and I've probably posted since I've been on social media, like my whole life. So yeah, definitely. Just trying to be, stay out there.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I think it's kind of smart how you doing it too, as well, as far as it's like that Beats app. I see you and Mickey and a few other cats. Y'all just engaging with the audience by doing what y'all do, not necessarily anything outside of your wheelhouse. So I think that's kind of a smart engagement tool instead of just engaging for negative reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like we see a lot of other artists doing things. So I think that's dope, man. So, but Prez, man, I know you had a question about like the production.
Well, I wanted to talk about this promotion 1 second before that. Like, okay, I'm seeing that a lot more promotion on it, and you've been doing a lot more promotion for this album. Like, what was that process like? I'm starting to see you start taking photos just from the stuff that you're releasing on your social media, letting a little bit more behind the scenes and everything. So, how's that different from your past project?
It's a lot different. I'm still getting used to it, actually. But I think it's necessary. People want to see you, so I've been trying to, cause I'm a homebody, man, introvert. I don't even really be talking to people that much. So
you don't say.
Just trying to act. Yeah, just trying to step out of the shell, man. But I mean, it's working.
For sure, man. I think the talent speaks for itself. So, you'll get used to it, man. And recently I even saw you. Were you guys just shooting a video? Because we were looking at your social media right before we came on.
Yeah, I actually just got back this morning. Went to Detroit to film a video with Zachary Cunningham, super dope film director. One of my friends. I've known him for I don't know how many years. I've known him for a while though. Hip hop head. He hit me, told me, that he wanted to give me a video, so do a video for me. So me, my boy Q, and King James, we went up there Friday.
That's what's up, man. He would have see, there you go, man. Things are working out just for the love, man. He just reaching out. So that's dope, man. So Lil Birdie put something in my ear, man. So I'm listening to the album, and I always listen for sonics and how things are placed, hooks, all of the nuances that typically I think that the artist cares about, but we also care about it too as well. So Lil Birdie put it in my ear that you had this joint mixed by Parks.
Yeah, Parks mixed it.
Come on.
Yeah, he mixed it, man.
How did that come about?
Ransom, man. Ransom, he mixed a lot of Ransom's projects. And Rand was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get Parks to mix it for you. Pay him to do it, He got the plug with Joe Budden. So that's it's a good look, Like I usually do my own mixing and mastering, so I was kind of tug of wars with it, like I ain't really want to send those files, but I mean they came out dope. So
yeah, for sure. So
yeah, That's what I was gonna ask on the back end, because I know you was like on the last album. You said you all hands on. You like to have you don't like to be waiting on people. You don't want to feel like you're a bother, so you like to have your hands in everything and do it all yourself. So when you sent it this time, like, what was the pull on that? Like, wow. How quickly did you want to turn around, and did you ask for a little gym so you can actually up your production, your engineering skills as well?
I actually didn't even I was on some joint like, if he takes super long, I'm gonna just use my file. So after I sent it, I was like, yeah, all right.
Sure.
Give him a little bit of time, but if he take too long, I'm just use mine.
I know me, man. I'm a huge fan of Joe Budden's podcast, and a huge fan of Joe Budden myself. You know, prior to from years ago. How did it feel like when they put you on? Did you even know that you were on a sleeper portion of the podcast a couple weeks ago?
Not till you sent it to me. I didn't.
Word?
I didn't.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
I remember they played one of my songs from Hoop Dreams up there too.
They did.
Yeah, so I was still surprised by it, but
that's crazy. Yeah. And Parks is a hip hop head too as well, so I know he ain't giving you that look just because. I think he actually rocks with it, as far as the rapping. So congrats to you on that, man. But I wanted to move along with some of the production and bring in some of these characters that help bring. It just seems like you was on point every single track as far as your approach to this. So I just want to bring on some of the guys that brought that out of you. You know what I mean? So first up, I think we're going to hit Kage, man. We're going to hit Kage and bring him on.
You hardly get burned, I came to flame throw, but still riding out the storm like I'm Pecos. Bill Mike bulletproof the whip, call it Django. This all American ballin', I'm at the pain goes, take notes. Cause most niggas be the same Judas, or they after dollar bill like they St. Louis. It's like knowing you the best but never get to prove it. I guess I did sell my soul cause it's in the music. Nigga.
First up, man, we got Kage, man. Appreciate you coming on, brother, good brother, man, and your contributions to the project. We definitely wanted to highlight the producers as well that brought a lot of the raps out, the emotion out, or whatever. So just briefly, man, how'd you guys link up for this project, man? And then what did you think of the end result of the song?
All right. So I met Junior. I heard Junior. The first time I heard Junior was through Ransom. And Rand is my man and shit. I produce wild joints for Rand. So I'm listening to this nigga. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? I got to holler at this nigga. This nigga nice. So I sent him some beats, and it's just been organic ever since. All the interactions just been like love. It's just wasn't unforced. You know what I'm saying? And ever since I produced Broken Promises and heard him on some joints that he did, I'm like, this nigga is so nice. Like, I put him on to my niggas. Put him on to everybody, man. And he ever since then it's just been love, and that's how we got it. I beats. He was fucking with it. The track was called Slump at first, and then he put on it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I heard it, he just let the beat rock out the way I originally intended.
So J.Arrr, man, like how long have you been sitting on that one before you put that out?
It's been a minute. I had that joint for a while. I don't even know how long, honestly, but I added some to it from the original, the Slump joint. He was saying it was called the Slump Freestyle first, and then when I was listening to the beats I had for my tape, that joint just fit, so I wanted to add it in there. So I added some extra bars to it.
Sure, and that's dope too, man. Because with the different hands in this project, it all flows seamlessly. You know what I mean? So that good ear for sequencing as well. So we didn't mention that before we came on, brought Kage on, but the sequencing is pretty damn good in here because it just flows to where them albums where they just sound really good to you, and there's a reason why they sound good to you, because from top to bottom you want to run it right back. You know what I mean? So that's when you know you got a good sequence.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could run it back like with on J.Arrr tracks though. Like, but I never get through a whole damn song, man. It's just like, what did he say on this? And I gotta flip it back. Even on the replay listen of it, man. It's crazy on that level. I ain't trying to just like this, but I'm saying that's the damn truth on these albums, man. On every song that you own, like run it back quick. I said, even on the replays, man, it's the same way.
Yeah, for sure. On Everything I Love, I wanted to listen to AZ Do or Die 2 first. Really did. I put that shit on.
I did.
I put your shit on, and AZ kind of went to the back, man. It went to the back, and I love the legend, but it was just a lot of quotables in there, man. So that's dope shit, man. But man, we ain't want to keep you too long, Kage, man. So you got any last words before we let you go and bring in the rest of the team?
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to J.Arrr. Shout out to Ransom. You know what I'm saying? Syracuse stand up, upstate stand up. You know what it is, man. And I got my Successful to Me out right now on all streaming platforms. Go check me out, and along with my 10 other projects.
For sure.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on social media if somebody wants some of that dope shit that you cooking up?
Kage Greene. You could find me. You could just Google Kage Greene with a K and an E at the end of Green, and
Gotcha.
you'll find all. You could just find all my shit, man.
All right, for sure, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, dog.
Yo, no doubt, yo. Y'all niggas need anything, y'all let me know.
For sure.
Cool.
All right, bro.
I'll be safe.
All right, man. So we back, man. We got Gripz on the line, man. He is featured on there with production and a verse on Abstract as well, man. So we heard your voice. Prez, I'll let you ask the question, man. I'll let you ask the question.
Yeah, man. So look, initially hearing the voice, it sounds like voice manipulation, like you're doing like, because a lot of other artists nowadays, a la Kendrick, is doing the same thing with his and playing with it. So like that's kind of how your voice sounded. I was asking what I was saying, like kind of reminded me of it, but he's like, no, that's your natural tone and stuff coming with it. So don't get it twisted. Go ahead and speak on that. And just like, is that a common thing that you hear from time to time, or what?
All right, so basically, look, when I first started doing music, I used my regular voice, right? I didn't like it too much, personally. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like hearing myself. So I started messing with the voice, like with my own self, like with my own vocals. You know what I mean? Like not literally messing it with, filters and shit, but myself. Changed it up. It sounded different. At one point, the pitch I was doing was too high. So me and J.Arrr, our first track we did together was called Dollars and Dreams. And I did my voice too high. We're supposed to re-record it because I did my voice too high. I was like, look, it was like real high. So I was like, oh man. But at the time, since I was, playing with my voice and my vocal tone and seeing what I could do with it, at that time I was like, oh, I like this. And then it started to grow from there. And now I feel like I'm at the correct, vocal tone for myself. You get what I'm saying? But I manipulate the voice. Kind of like Be Real from Cypress Hill. You know what I'm saying? How it's his voice, but he's manipulating it, you know what I mean?
So J.Arrr, what made you tap in with Gripz to put him on a project?
Oh, that's my guy, man. And he fit perfect on that particular song. And I had been meaning to get him on something anyway. So I had told him I was gonna get him on my album, like the full length. He was supposed to be on. I was supposed to get him on one of my EPs, but I didn't get around to it. So I wanted to get him on that joint. I've been on a couple of his songs.
I think we got three Dollars for Dreams, Wheel of Fortune, Abstract, Sharks.
So I'm starting to see like a reoccurring theme on here because you have production on here as well.
All right, so I started producing 2020. I think it was 2020. Just messing with it, FL Studio. And I started to progress in it, and I would send J.Arrr beats, here and there. So I sent that over to J.Arrr, and he was fucking with it. And he wanted to use it. And I was like, man, go ahead. It's yours, man.
So before we let you go, man, because we got to roll in a few other guys in here, man, we got to put some pressure on you, man. So now that the people like some of your beats, where can they find you to catch up with you and shop with you?
All right. So soon enough, I'm going to put them on BeatStars. I haven't done it yet. I have like maybe 15 really good ones stashed that I'm going to put up on BeatStars. So I don't have a BeatStars yet, but as far as social media, it's Gripz, Gripz 247 on Instagram and on Twitter. Facebook, I'm not really on, but it's Gripz Official. And then obviously all my music's on streaming platforms and Spotify and Apple and all that. Also, I'm on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is grips.bandcamp.com, Gripz. But yeah, I have a beat store up soon enough.
So y'all follow him on social media and go tap in on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, wherever you can find him. Yo, Gripz, we appreciate you for giving us that 5 minutes of your time, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate y'all having me. And J.Arrr, appreciate you having me on the track, man.
Yes, sir, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all.
Keep it up, man, too, man. It was like one of the first tracks that we discussed back and forth, like on it, like, because like I said, your voice kind of like stand out, so it was like quick to just go to it. So it definitely,
man. That was the goal. I appreciate that heavily. Thank you, man.
J.Arrr, energy's up, man. I'm excited right now. So let's jump into one of the tracks I was most excited about on this album. Yeah, and this is with your with your original Q Ham and Big B. Tell us about like your production on that, and also like how did you? We talked about this a little bit last time in our last interview. Like they kind of stepped away, and you kind of dragging them back. And I don't know how you got them up to like you pretty much pulled a Jordan. Like you got these people working at peak level when they on your album too. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so that track, that's a few years old actually. Me, BQ, we were at my crib and just we like, yo, let's do a track. So I was on YouTube looking for samples, and I found the beat. It was a guy named J.Arrr Jr. So it was his joint, but he had like some Wu-Tang vocals on it or whatever. So I took it, I chopped it and sampled it, and I just looped it. And then we was like, yo, what we gonna do on the joint? We was like, let's do like a 3-man weave. So we just went, back and forth. Q, he been crazy for years, like B2. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
July. But there's like, my brother. And I was gonna put him on. I'm really, it was kind of bittersweet that, he wasn't here, he's not here to, get the flowers. Because a lot of people have been, giving me feedback saying like asking who he was, who he is, and so it's been kind of rough, So
right.
But yeah, him and Q, they're the reasons why I started rapping. Well, the reason why I started making beats, period, was because of B. And then Q, I found out he could rap, and we were all, I was always close to them, so they were the main people I produced for. And then they kind of got me to rap one day, and now I'm trying to get him to rap again.
It's history. The rest is history, man.
He was stuck in, like, man. They get missing on me, so
yeah.
Sometimes he get missing. Man.
We got to get Q on here, man. We gotta have him tell that side of the story,
right, man.
Because you always downplay it. You're too humble with it, bro. Like he unleashed a beast to the world, and that's what's been going on ever since. So, and
have you listened to one of Q's projects, though, Perez?
Huh?
Have you listened to one of Q's projects?
No, I haven't.
Go ahead. Go listen to it.
I gotta go back and do my research. Go
listen to it, man. He's dead nice too as well. So that's why I'm like, every time he peeks out, I'm like, okay, they might start doing this, man. You got King James and you got Q, like everybody start coming out, man. It's it's gonna be a great thing to see once everybody kind of really get back in their bag like that, and everybody's, you know, leveling up. So that's a dope thing. But yeah, that was one of my favorite tracks, as far as, you know, you guys playing off of the syllables, the multi-syllables in there, and throughout the whole project. Of course, man, a lot of people don't know how difficult that rhyme scheme and that type of pattern is. It's not like it's a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not many do it too well, man. Not many does it well, neither. I mean, what you had the ones that pop out locks. You had the Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, Scarface. Those was the trios that could do it like that back and forth, like real good. And then you got Migos too, man. I ain't gonna cut them ain't gonna act like they don't exist on here, but I know.
Yeah.
And people don't want to give them their flowers, but people have copied a lot of their style.
I listen to them,
So like, all right, we on. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I listen to them not for like lyrical content, but I like
how they pop in and pop out.
Yeah, it's dope.
Sure, man. We all got different pockets. What are some people that you listen to besides, I mean, just in that rap space that people typically wouldn't know that you listen to?
Probably Lil Baby, Moneybag.
Moneybag, yo.
Those probably the main two that I listen to. People probably wouldn't think I listen to. I listen to Project Pat too. But I mean, I've been listening to that type of stuff since I started listening to music, really.
It's inescapable too.
Okay, so since you brought up Project Pat was just recently that surprise feature on the Drake album. What did you think of that? Or did you even listen at the Drake and then what did you think of his appearance just coming out of like nowhere?
I listened to it, man, but I didn't really like that song too much. It was all right, but I didn't even play it back. Honestly,
they cut Project short, man, to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, 21 was kind of. I guess he was trying to do what Project Pat does or whatever, but I ain't really rock with it too much.
Nah.
Yeah.
No shade to them.
But I do appreciate like Drake when he does go and drop that, because like I guarantee he got somebody to go check out Project Pat last older project just by the notoriety where he at and like bringing that up. And there's a lot of like, I mean, Project Pat was a little bit for the older, like he was coming up years ago, so getting some of the new listeners to actually go back and dig in the catalogs, that's got to be pretty good for him as well. So that's what I was saying, more of appreciation towards it. Like, and he listened to it, he grew up on it, so kind of giving back a little bit. I always appreciate that. Yeah, and I saw a lot of people on a lot of the younger people on Twitter trying to figure out who he was and stuff like that. It was funny that they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it was funny to me because they started. I feel like they started a lot of the music we hear that we wouldn't consider like conscious or whatever, like the Migos and stuff like that. They started that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time. Chicken head.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But yo, like, so we just named Project Pat, Migos, and a lot of different flows, man. So that's one of the things I keyed in on this project is I was always like, from Vanity Saints, I saw like you doing different type of tracks on there because it was an album to me.
Yeah.
So you kind of did different pockets. So I was like, oh shit, it's there. But then I was thinking like, with all the stuff that you had dropped with the EPs, it was just, you just barring motherfuckers' heads off. So I already knew you could do that. But then I'm thinking like the song, so like the flow structure, you got the beat switches that you have on like 2 songs. I know the intro had that, and the one with Fabian, shout out to him. I had no idea who he was, but now I'm tapped in on Fabian as well. So he killed that, and then the beat switch, and then you got the flow on Creation, and then there's like the latter half of it, Crown, where you got that bounce flow to it. So was that like a conscious effort you made to have different pockets and still just rap?
Yeah. I wanted to just, I guess, show the range a little bit.
Like Dame and Steph
Yeah. There you go. But I still ain't, I ain't give people everything yet, but I ain't do too much of I ain't dive into the singing or any of that stuff, like, so I still gotta.
Oh, you got a singing bag?
I ain't got a bag.
Huh. You ain't got a singing? You got a pocket for singing?
Yeah.
The whole little note?
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I did a little bit on the nobody else track, but not too much. Like, I ain't. It's stuff like that, like little joints like that.
But you also had what I call the safe sex track on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So can you speak on that one is a self-portrait, man. So like, can you speak on that song, like between the verses, the first verse and the second verse, and kind of what that's about?
I was being transparent with the people who appreciate my music, my art. True story. I wanted to make it seem like I was talking about somebody else when it started, but at the end, by the end, I'm talking about myself. Which is why it was called Self-Portrait. It was, like I said, it was a true story, man. Just young, dumb, being reckless. And I wrote that song like years ago. I wrote that joint years ago, and I just never released it because I'm like, I ain't gonna put this out. But I feel like the Broken Easel joint was perfect for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yo, so the line share is you had a question, Perez? My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, your concept actually worked because it was one of the ones I did ask Cash about. I was like, so in that first verse, he's saying his boy come over for the summer, and then the last of it seemed like it's dead on him. So which was it? Yeah. Like, so it was one of those things that we had to discuss. Like, I got out. So hey, your concept at least worked for the first couple of listens through. So
yeah,
for sure, man. So we about to get Shamir on, man. Like, he did an incredible job on here, man. He's tapping in right now. Like, the lion's share of this project is Shamir, man. And what's good with you, man? What's good with you?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
We great, man.
What's good with you?
All right, man. Yo,
what's good, Jay?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
You already know, my brother.
Yo, we was just talking about you producing the lion's share of the project, man, and like just the feels, the like, it's just a lot of the songs. Like, I like the whole project, but the canvas, man. When like, how did you guys connect? And J.Arrr, like, why did you like keep going back to the well, man? Like, it kept working, so I suppose you kept on using them, man. Like, to give me something, man. Y'all give me something, man, because y'all did a phenomenal job on this.
You want to start, J.Arrr, or you want me to start it?
You can go ahead, man. I've been talking enough, man.
All right, so look, the way it started, the record Nothing. So the record Nothing with Fabian lives in my city, and he told me, yo, I'm gonna make this record with J.Arrr. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he told me who he was, and I was like, oh, Ransom's young boy on the 1%. I was like, yeah, he nice. And then I heard the record, and it was supposed to be on Fabian's album, but that didn't happen. So what happened was I heard the record, and I felt that J.Arrr killed it so much, I reached out to him personally. And then I started like building with him, and I asked him, what's he working on? And we just said, yo, I told him, yo, bro, like, let's work on this project and let's build the sound together. And I don't usually do that because at that time, I was on a YouTube wave. I was doing everything on YouTube type beats. And I just let it sit. I started just like, I was like, all right, yo, I'm going to do both. I'm going to work on this project and then just do the YouTube beats. But then I started getting real busy with the project, and it just slowed down everything else. And I said, this is for the greater good.
For sure, man. So, J.Arrr, what made you feel so like comfortable with just utilizing Shamir for pretty much the whole project, man. Because I know you before when we interviewed you, you said you didn't like to do all the work, but you still have like a little bit of that tug of war with holding on to things. So how did you release and then trust Shamir so much with the sound bed of the entire project?
I think when I first like that, like he said, another track, Fabian hit me to get on that joint, and I was, the beat was cold. I'm like, damn, who made that? But when he reached out to me, and he played everything he played for me, it was fire. And I'm like, yo, like, nah, this can't, because it ain't like that. Man. It was just, it's hit or miss, man, a lot. So I get packs from producers all the time. I might not like, they might send like 30, and I like one beat, but everything he was playing, I was like, yo, like these joints cold, bro. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So we ended up, like I said, man, we just connected, man. And then I think, he used to be a rapper turned producer. I was a producer turned rapper, so it's like perfect.
For sure, man. So I know we tend to ask the rapper in the house, like, hey, what's your favorite song or whatever? But I'll toss that to you, Shamir. Like, out of all of the ones that you got on here, or maybe they might not be ones you produce, man. Like, do you have a personal favorite right now at the moment?
At the moment, it's a toss-up between Empty Promises and Broken Easel. I think Broken Easel is the verse of the year. Yeah. I was telling him that the other day. I was like, yo, this might, and mind you, he recorded a different verse before, and then he sent me this one. I was like, yo, this verse is crazy. Like, so I think this is the best verse of the year so far. Like, it's going to take a lot to top that.
I concur.
Especially that second verse.
Oh, yes, sir. Man. Yeah. Yeah, that second verse was punches. It was to the body the entire time, man. The entire time. Yeah. And it was just like, I had to rewind that shit a lot to the point where I didn't want the album to end. And I had to run it back again because this shit was just that dope, man. So, J.Arrr, when you walk away, look, I used to rap too, right? I know when I nail some shit. I know when I walked away from the mic, like, I did that shit. Did you feel that way when you walked off on Broken Easel? Was that like your walk-off home run?
Yeah, that's my favorite track on there. To answer your question, yeah, that's my favorite track on the. That's what I just did the video for. So,
okay,
yeah, that's my favorite track on there. That yeah, man, that second verse, man. I don't even know where it came from, to be honest, but. The beat was cold, and I was just like, I was just letting it flow.
And it just recently hit me, and I'm like a big Jay-Z fan, right? Mm-hmm. I hit prayers, and I'm like, yo, ain't that somehow that shit off somehow some way with the Scarface and see he's like, yeah, I've been knew that. I'm like,
how did you catch that right off the jump? I immediately caught that, but I was just like,
I was just feeling the shit.
People try to attempt certain things and they don't do it justice.
I literally
but that's
forgot.
what I'm talking about. I'll get into like some people don't do it justice, so you're key in on it right quick. But the fact that he kept you kind of disassociated with that just tells you like how he speaks on the track. But perfect track, Shamir. I seen the way you looked a little bit earlier when you said like you had to do it for the greater good. Like you had just got a call and just like to come do this. Like, can you explain that emotion a little bit for me?
All right, so when I was doing these YouTube beats, mind you, the Broken Easel record was a YouTube record. I took that down so quick. So because I made a video on my IG because we're both Kobe fans, me and J.Arrr. So like I made a video with a montage of Kobe, and he put the eye emojis on it, and I was like, hold on. He only heard other types of like the hard drums, like that type of bag. Then he heard that me in that lane, and it was like, oh, yeah. And I told him, yeah, I get into a lot of different type of styles, but I didn't want to be boxed in this project. So once I knew he likes that type of lane, and I can like play with different bags, I was like, it's a go.
For sure, man. One of my favorite songs off of here, like that you produced, man. We already talked about it, Self-Portrait, but of course, man, like I'd be remiss if I didn't. I mean, you got Ransom, you got Mickey Fax, and those songs, dope. But Growth is one of them ones for me personally. As I heard that, because you got one of the unicorns out there on there in Elzhi, you know what I'm saying? So how did that feel for both of you guys? Because I know he's one of the guys that you kind of look up to, J.Arrr, as far as before you hop back in this music space, and Shamir getting a Elzhi verse placement. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all walk us through how that felt, man?
So let me tell y'all something, man. Don't stone me. I didn't know who Elzhi was. So I was talking to J.Arrr. He tells me who he is, and then I tell my boy C4. He's like, "Yo, he's literally like one of the GOATs. You got a legend on the record." And I said, "All right." So then I had to do my research, and I was like, "Oh snap, he like Nas."
Damn, man. You see how great things just happen when you're not even expecting it. You're not even like, shit just wills it to happen, man. So that's crazy. That's crazy. You didn't even know.
Hold up, Cash. I gotta ask this question. You don't know who Elzhi was, right? But did you do the proper justice and go back and dig in the catalog, or do you need us to run you a playlist so you can make sure you catch up and like don't ever get caught slipping like that again? I just need to know. Let us know.
I downloaded a few albums already. I've been listening. Me and him connected too. Me and him connected recently.
Okay. That's dope, man. That's dope. I'm happy it worked out that way, man. I still probably revisit that Nas joint that he overdid, the Illmatic joint, man. I still revisit that.
That was one of the ones I listened to first.
Yeah, that was a tall task, and not a lot of people should do it or try to do it, but he did it. He did it damn good, man. So, but J.Arrr, I tossed that same question back to you, man. Like, as far as getting Elzhi on there, man, like how did that look feel, man? I mean, I know you play it cool with everything, but like, can you let us know how that one felt?
So Q put me on the Elzhi when I wasn't even rapping then, and I heard him, like, it was just different. I'm like, yo, who this dude, bro? Like, he was crazy. And then I seen his how to rap joint. He was teaching you how to rap. And I'm like, yo, this dude the beast, yo. Why I never heard of him? He's like, yo, you have, like, he's like, he was in Slum Village. I'm like, yo, this the little, like, it was crazy. So when I, dug into his catalog, like just listening to different joints, man, I only have like a few influences when it comes to like writing, people who inspire me. Like I can listen to something of theirs and get inspired to write. Normally it's like I just my self-motivation, or I hear a beat that I like and I can write, but I can listen to these guys and I can just start coming up with crazy lines, and it's only a few on that list and he's on that list. So to be able to work with him it was crazy, man. It was wild. So I got two of the guys off on that list. They really they were on my bucket list to work with. One was Ransom, one was LZI. So I got like three more to work with, and I had the list complete.
We gotta ask for the rest of that list, man. Who's on that list?
Hold up. That's a low key top 5, right?
Yeah.
That's what he trying to. He got 2. He got 3 more to work with. That's a top 5 for him right there. You know what? You ain't got to tell us, J.Arrr. We don't want you to go ahead and spoil anything. We don't want you to speak something out of existence. So you get those done, and then after it's all done, we'll come back on here and we'll talk about what your top 5 and how it was working with them, and how were you able to like go toe to toe with them and still hang. So yeah, we go.
Lupe. How about Lupe is one of them. I gotta say that name. Lupe is one of them. I'll just say that.
Another alien. Another one.
Crazy
alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got a rap.
Yeah, that rapper. Broken Easel. Your Broken Easel definitely reminded me of like that Muriel with Lupe, just like how you went off on that. So like or Admiration of Maji, however you want it, whichever one, like either one of those, you know what I mean? Like how he just flowed and just went in, just zoned out and go in on those. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I do have a rapper question though. So of course it's your project. Are you sending the verses? You get them back from a LZI and a Ransom and Mickey Fax, or are you just like, all right, I'm accepting it as it is, even though they went off, or you just, I mean, how do you treat that?
I'm not changing my verse after somebody saying whatever, but I want you to kill the track. Like, I mean, even if you smoke me, like I want you to kill the track, and I'm not gonna change my verse. Like I send everybody, my verse. I send them the tracks with my verse on it, because I don't like people send me joints without, their verse or their hook or whatever. So yeah.
On the reverse side, have you ever sent your verse or got something for a feature in reverse when you hear the final installment of it, and that rapper has changed his verse as a result of you going off?
Plenty of times, man. Plenty of times. And I listening, you will have, they send me their verse or whatever, and I, put my verse on it, and I'm listening to that rough track, so I know the song, I know their verse and my verse, and then they send the final joint. I'm like, I'm rapping their verse and it's different stuff. I'm like, yo, all right, bro, hold up, like they went in there,
Yo, but why is that taboo? Like, why is that taboo that, oh shit, he went off, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Why is it that way? I've always wondered, like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't even know. Like I said, man, when I write something, I write a verse and I send it to you, whatever you do with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I send you the joint, whatever you do, and you send it back, I'm not going to listen to your verse and be like, oh man, like I got to change it. Like, nah, I already put my verse on there, so it is what it is. Like, you kill, like I said, if you smoke me, like ran on my Unparalleled joint, I didn't know he was gonna go crazy like that.
Yeah, he got off. He got off.
I just expected, you know what I'm saying? It's Ransom. So I'm like, yo, I just did what I do, and I sent it to him, and they can send me back a bomb. I'm like, all right, bro.
Damn,
you spoiled though. You be rapping with a lot of aliens, so it keeps your pen sharp.
Yeah, that's I was just about to say the same thing, Shamir. It's just like the confidence level of you right now, even though you're humble with it, man. Like the confidence level, you saying like, nah, I ain't gonna rewrite it. It just tells your approach to it, that like you don't approach nothing, no matter what you putting out there, lightly. So whatever you put out, you stand on regardless. Like, and that can be respected.
I don't see no humbleness about it in them raps. So that's how and no raps is not humble. That's his time to talk shit. So the humbleness is just receiving the praise, man. But yo, Shamir, man, I appreciate you tapping in with us, man, and taking the time out your day to come on and talk about your contributions to Broken Easel, man. It's gonna be well received, man, and it's definitely gonna be at the top of our list as far as production wise and bar wise when we do our end of year wrap up. So, and again, like you said, man, that second verse on Broken Easel, amazing. We agree with you, man. But your work, hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you, and then whatever else you got going on. So before we let you go, man, just shout out your social media and where people can get more dope beats by Shamir.
You can look me up on my YouTube, produced by Shamir. It's all together, produce, and then by and Shamir. And also you can find me on IG, produced by Shamir. It's all together, _ between produce and then by _ Shamir.
For sure.
And Twitter, the same thing.
All right. So with that said, man, we gonna let you go, man. We gonna bring in one of the last producers, man. But again, like I said, we appreciate your time, man.
Yep. Thank you, brothers.
Keep doing that good work, man. Keep doing that good work. Anytime you need a track, go on and release it. You know it's gonna come back straight.
Me and him working right now.
Absolutely. It don't stop. It don't stop. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one, man.
All
right, bro.
All right, man. And we are back, man. We got the last producer on the album. We would like to get Greeneryy on, but I think he's at a wedding right now. So shouts out to him for his contribution to the project, and I'm sure we'll have him on at some other point. But right now we got Diem on the line with us. Man, Diem, what's going on, man?
Man, not too much of nothing, man. You know, any day above ground is a good day. So, you know, God is good. Absolutely, man. So, of course, we got you here for your contributions to the project. We have you on Abstract or whatever. How did you two connect, and, you know, how did the song come about and all that good stuff? That's a good question, man. Honestly, and J.Arrr can answer this a little bit better than I can. I know the beat was initially on a beat tape that I put out called Clock Strikes 13 or Clock Struck 13. And I posted a clip just as like kind of promo, and I think my brother Kane, he tagged J.Arrr in it. So I think that's how he kind of caught wind of the beat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Jones Cole.
So I was like, you know, I saw that, you know, I think my brother noticed that he liked the joint, so he like kind of put the ear emoji, like, you're like J.Arrr listening. So I'm like, okay, cool. Before, you know, connecting, you know, how we did, of course, I'm just a fan of everything that was going on, because I got wind of him on the 1% joint from Ransom.
Everybody goes back to that. Yeah. Or what's the other joint?
That was a hell of an introduction, a hell of a, you know, for me. So I'm like, yo, he got something in his bag that a lot of people don't. So that's kind of how it started.
For sure. So as far as production, man, how long you've been doing it, and what's some other projects that you've gotten off the ground as far as placements?
Man, I've been in and out of making music since I was 15. So we talking about 21 years. You know, started then FL Studio, the demo version, having to copy and paste patterns just to put together a beat, not being able to save nothing. You know, going from that to you everybody laughing because they might know what that's about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but started with that, and you know, throughout the years, just kind of, you know, building up my equipment somehow. Got my freshman year of college, I got that first refund check and bought an MPC 2000 XL. So it's been really off to the races, you know, since then. But as far as placements and just work, it's been a lot of dudes that I kind of came up with locally, you know, born and raised in Connecticut. So a lot of cats from Bridgeport, A lot of dudes from Hartford, kind of a little bit further up north. And then eventually, like MySpace days, I connected with Sandman from the Re-Up gang.
Okay.
So that was my kind of, that was my guy from Philly. And we probably got maybe 6 or 7 joints throughout like a few projects from his mixtape run post Re-Up gang. So there's some of that work floating around, and then really just, a lot of people that I was connected to and really trying to grow with. But since then, I mean, J.Arrr is really the most recent one, only because I took so long of a break from making music that, family and work and all of just the regular day-to-day stuff hits, and then it's like, all right, you got to take a break or you lose the passion for it. So that's kind of what happened.
Sure. So, J.Arrr, man, it seems like divine intervention, man, like is kind of being one of those narratives that's going along here in the making of this project in terms of just things and dope beats and people checking for you so much. They tagging you and stuff, and then all of a sudden just stuff is just happening organically. Did you get that feeling as you were making the project?
I did. I think that's why it flows so well. Everything is, even though I have like, different producers, it sounds like, cohesive. So that was I'm real big on that too. So that was real major for me. But yeah, man, I heard that track on the IG, that beat that he made, and I was like, yo, this cold. Like I gotta hit him up. And he was willing.
There's a funny story behind that beat too.
All right. What's that? We gotta hear. If you
go ahead. We got time.
So the crazy thing is, if you take a look, like that beat tape that I put out, of course, just the name of it is actually Lost Footage. And around that time, Ransom had just put out, they put out the director's cut. So there was always, just kind of that link where I was really inspired by a lot of the stuff that they were doing. And of course, with that movie theme, I just kind of called it Lost Footage because I felt like I heard Ransom on it. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of what it is. And then for the connection between the two, for him to jump on it immediately, I was just kind of like, that's kind of a crazy, connection between the two.
Well, I have no doubt they might be reaching out to you again soon, man, because that's a strong track on the project, man. Like, I think a lot of the producers in general on this project got off, and they're gonna branch off and see a lot of good looks from it, just based on just how everything was situated and structured, man. So again, that's why we wanted to have you guys on here, because you guys and your contributions can't be understated, man. So we definitely appreciate your contributions to the project, man. We appreciate you coming on and sliding in to stop with us to give us a little bit of story, or the backstory to how these songs come to life, man. So, but now that you back, I want to give you the opportunity to just, promote your stuff, man. Where can they find you? Where can they get some production from you at?
Well, before anything, I just want to thank y'all for having me, before plugging anything I do, because just the opportunity is greater than you guys understand. And, I'm really appreciative of it. But you can find me on Instagram. That's the easiest way, at Diem Flood, DIEMFLOOD. I'm on Facebook too. But mainly at IG is the best way to get in touch with me. You can search me on your streaming platforms. The beat tape will come up, and a couple other things are there. So, I'm here.
All right, man. Again, man, appreciate your time. Keep doing your thing. And like you said, man, those breaks are necessary, but good thing you back, man. And hopefully, this thing becomes very fruitful for you, man, because you're very talented.
And I appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing the major work that you're doing with DSC, man. I appreciate it. I've been tuning in, so it's good to be able to talk with you.
I appreciate it, man. And anytime Prez gives a take on an album that's totally wrong, feel free to drop in them comments and disagree with him, because he's wrong a lot.
Can't get mad at honesty, man. Like, can't get mad at honesty. Yeah.
I can't do that. See, everybody got their opinion, so
right.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. All right, man.
Yeah.
Once again, like, we appreciate it, man. So,
All right, take care, brothers.
all right.
All right, bro.
So, yeah, with all that said, man, really appreciate the time again on the podcast again, J.Arrr. We had some of the producers on, got to know a little bit of the backstory behind everything. And it seems just like, man, kind of came in a little bit late, but you better watch out, check for them now. If you ain't tapped in, get tapped in immediately. It's very similar to how my Raiders run right now. I mean, like, man, we had a couple down years off and everything, but we back and running now. I had to intertwine that some type of way. We won today, people. But it's definitely what J.Arrr is doing right now, man. He's definitely on the he's tapped in on the underground level, as you can see from a couple of the producers. Like, so you never know how you can how y'all can link up and may get something produced out of it. So definitely just keep up the hard work, man. Everybody else out there who's constantly making music, getting back into it, maybe later in the game coming into it. Don't ever give up on what you believe in and what you want to strive to do. Live your dreams, man, no matter when. That's basically what it came out to be on this right here. And then a beautiful project that you got right here. I'm glad that you finally dropped a full length. Love the little EPs and everything. But like you said on this one, that introspective tracks and like just how you got some of the personal feelings out in some of these, like self-portrait, art lessons and Broken Easel, and even coming in with the hidden arts immediately, just like giving us a little bit more of you personally. We really appreciate that on the album. So, and then intertwining R.I.P. Big B and Q Ham, I thought that Yeah was a great track. So, Cash, I'll give it to you for your little part, whatever you want to say.
I think you stole the show, man. I think, Jay, man, you keep doing your thing, man. I see you, grinding and coming out your shell, man. Continue to do so in your own way. As long as there's no clown shit, which I don't think it would ever, kind of come from you just based on your demeanor. So keep doing it the way you're doing it, man, and you shining, man. And anybody I can put on to you, I'm trying to put on, and any way we can help, we always here, man. So I think Prez said it all, man. The album's amazing. I genuinely have been sitting with it, and not just because we have you on the show, is because we genuinely like the record. So keep doing your thing, man. We're looking forward to your next couple projects, and with that said, man, I'll let you take us out. Let us know what you got coming up next, and where people can find you.
Okay, first off, I appreciate y'all. The deluxe, man. I keep you posted on that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, I tweeted the other day, man. It's one of the best podcasts out that I listen to and watch. So definitely want more people to tap in, man, and check y'all out. Great content. But I got another tape coming out. I don't have a date yet, but it's done. It's been done. With a solo producer, Clipto, Clipto Beats. Yeah, he's super dope. I'm working on a joint. Probably gonna be another full length with Shamir, just solely. Working on that joint. Yeah, and I got a joint, the Weather Report 2 with me and King James. We working on that too. So probably gonna drop that first of the year like we did the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So right now that's what I got lined up.
That's dope, man. So y'all go check out.
That's a lot of projects.
That's a lot of rapping.
That's a lot of projects. That's a lot.
I'm not mad at it.
What you named by 4 or 5 different type of ones that you got coming out. So hey, work don't stop, right?
Nah, I can't.
Yeah, imagine that. Now getting paid to rap one time was considering giving it up, man. Like look at you now, man. We proud of you, man. Proud of you for sure. All right, man. With that said, I'm Cash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. My man Prez there in the lower box, to my left, to my right, always to my side. J.Arrr, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. Y'all tap in each and every Tuesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go subscribe to our YouTube, Don't Sleep Network, or Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. You Google that, you're going to find it. Or search that, you're going to find it. So y'all tap in, man. We going to do this each and every week and tap in with the culture.
And going to do a quick plug for us on ourselves on this. The network is expanding. We do have a separate podcast coming out. We ain't want to inundate you with a bunch of different stuff. So got Don't Sleep on the on the Eagles podcast presented by Cash himself. He got 1 episode out, well, 2 episodes out now, right now. He's going to continue to give you 2 episodes a week on that. And then I'm kicking off the Don't Sleep on the Raiders. So that's where you're going to get all those talks on. So we just kind of splitting out, divide and conquer, where we can just give y'all more content, but keep them centralized. If this is what you're here for, or the music, culture, everything else, like we'll speak on that still on DSC. But if you want a little bit more just personalized in those sports, our fandom comes out a little bit more on those on our teams in sports. So there you go. You got those 2.
Sure. All right, man. With that said, it's a wrap. Appreciate it, J.Arrr, man. We holler at you.
Sure, man. Peace.
Yeah, they ain't wanna rock with us before now. Waiting around for God to show out. My blueprint done brought the whole vow. I went from amateur to pro now. He is I and I am him. A fire pen is dragonfly, no silence. Smooth strings like a violin, no violence desire. But life ain't fair like Mariah's skin, so I carry a chip on my shoulders. Niggas sleep, get a sip of this Folgers. Focus, silent in a world full of posers. Think I cheat the game, we can switch our controllers. We can't let the system control us. They don't wanna see a nigga win. They might help you get ahead of others, only if it brings them dividends. Living so expensive back in the beginning.